This woman is already 40, no charm. Her husband, after years together, actually falls for a young girl at the office. After the broken marriage, Solène decides to clear her head with a trip. But just as she loads her luggage into the car, her ex suddenly drives over. He wants Solène to take their daughter to a concert. Solène doesn't want her plans ruined, yet when her daughter begs, she finally gives in. So she drives her daughter and her friends to the concert. The moment they arrive, the girl vanishes into the crowd, leaving Solène wandering alone. The noise around doesn't match her mood. She has no interest in it anyway, so she finds a lounge to wait. But as soon as she sits down, a woman asks, "Are you a fan of the Moon Band? That band is hot right now. Fans from everywhere come just to see them live. It's also the reason Solène's daughter is here." Solène herself doesn't care about idols, so she excuses herself to get some air. Just then, a woman steps down from a big trailer opposite. Solène mistakes it for a restroom. She knocks carefully, but when the door opens, it's not a restroom. It's a handsome young man. The instant their eyes meet, his heart skips a beat. He has never seen such a beautiful woman. Solène thinks he's just another passerby. Yet after she finishes and opens the door again, the young man is still waiting outside. Solène frowns. "Do you have a habit of listening to people in the bathroom?" The young man explains. This is his private trailer. Only then does Solène realize she's trespassing. She feels embarrassed and wants to flee. But just as she turns to go, Hayes suddenly calls her back. Thinking she's a fan, he invites her for a drink. She can't refuse, but clarifies she isn't his fan. She's only here because her ex had things to do, so she brought her daughter. Hearing she's single, Hayes can't hide his joy. Yet a staff member barges in. The fan meeting is about to start. Hayes needs to prepare, but instead of leaving, he changes clothes right in front of Solène. She blushes, turns away, but still sneaks a look at his youthful face and strong figure. While staff discuss work with Hayes, Solène slips away quietly. She never expects this idol, nearly 20 years younger, will leave such a mark on her life. Soon the fan meeting begins. When the Moon Band appears, the crowd erupts. Cheers echo everywhere. Solène never expected such frenzy. On stage, Hayes scans the audience and instantly spots Solène. Their eyes meet. Her heart skips too. As night falls, the concert begins. The stage explodes with passion. Hayes and his teammates sing and dance wildly. Their voices and energy ignite the crowd. Even Solène, who never cared for idols, can't resist moving with the beat. But then comes the real surprise. Near the end, Hayes says, "Today I met a girl. She inspired me to write this song." He sings, "Today I met you. Maybe you're a little older, but lean on my shoulder, just a little closer." His voice pierces Solène's closed heart like a beam of light. Even the pain of her divorce fades. She realizes, even in the darkest times, hope brings unexpected joy. Yet as a single mother, she knows reality. Between her and a star, there can be nothing. So after the concert, she returns to her gallery. She decides to start over. Suitors appear, but she rejects them all. Until one day, to her surprise, Hayes shows up in front of her again. He says he's here only to buy some art. Solène believes him. She shows him every piece in the gallery and even explains the stories behind them. But then Hayes casually says, "I'll buy them all." Solène freezes. She feels insulted. Those works she polished with her own hands, filled with her heart, in his eyes become bulk goods. She is angry, yet Hayes insists he truly likes them. He says even if he buys everything here, it's still not enough, because he has a huge apartment that needs decorating. Seeing the sincerity in his eyes, Solène softens. She even agrees to take him to her friend's art warehouse. Outside, fans and media already surround the place, so Hayes hides in the car until they drive off. Soon, they reach the warehouse. Inside are endless treasures. Solène's favorite is one particular painting. Hayes notices the way she looks at it and remembers it. In that quiet corner, they not only choose art, but also talk about life, about dreams. Slowly, Hayes can't hold back anymore. Finally, he blurts out, "I'm here only to know you better." Sometimes the best confession is not fancy words, but courage and honesty. Leaving the warehouse, Solène starts to see this young man differently. They share a smile. Solène now knows that last song at the concert was really for her. But just as they head to dinner, sharp-eyed fans recognize Hayes in the car. To avoid chaos, Solène suggests they eat at her place. The moment Hayes steps in, he is drawn by the warm decor. It feels like home. He recalls how his mother divorced early, his father absent until he was 16. That warmth of family is hard to find again. Hearing this, Solène feels sympathy, her guard lowering. When Hayes asks about her marriage, she finally opens up. She and her ex met at a party, quickly fell in love, soon married. He built his career. She opened a gallery. Life seemed good. But then, he cheated with a young secretary. Friends knew. Only Solène was kept in the dark for a whole year. Hayes' eyes well with tears. He says not every man is like that. Their eyes meet. two lonely souls finding comfort. But suddenly, a phone call cuts the moment short. While Solen steps aside, Hayes sits at the piano. His fingers touch the keys, and music fills the room, each note confessing love. Solen walks closer, drawn by the sound, but Hayes stops, looks at her instead. He gently puts his hand on hers. Her heart stirs. She kisses him, but the next second she pulls back. Passion is a wild wind, but reality is a wall. The failed marriage, the age gap. She dares not. She says their story should end here. Yet Hayes' feelings run deeper. Before leaving, he quietly leaves his watch on her table. Then he walks out calmly. Watching his back, Solen feels sudden pain and reluctance. At that moment, her daughter appears at the door. Solen quickly adjusts herself, but her sharp daughter still senses something is off. Luckily, she doesn't ask too much, and Solen breathes again. Turning around, Solen suddenly notices Hayes' watch. Soon, her daughter's long-awaited summer camp begins. After sending her off, the big house becomes empty. Solen is left alone. That night, a message suddenly arrives. At first, she thinks it's a mistake, but looking closer, she realizes it's Hayes. His words are full of longing, desperate to see her again. Solen's heart ripples. She starts watching his past videos. Slowly, a smile appears on her lips. She picks up the watch again. Looking at the dial, she knows she never really let him go. Next morning, she follows the address in the text and boards a plane. She says it's to return the watch, but when she knocks on his hotel door, Hayes sees her and lights up with joy. In that moment, they both understand. They fall into love completely. Next morning, Solen wakes to Hayes' piano, but soon he tells her he must leave for a European tour. He hopes she will join. Solen refuses. He's a dazzling star. She's just an aging single mother. She fears the future. She fears people's eyes. Yet she still agrees to travel as his art consultant. Soon, they're in Europe. Outside the concerts, they steal secret dates. From stadium shows to art fairs, from Paris streets to Miami corners, their footprints are everywhere. One day, her daughter calls from camp. Hearing a man's voice, the girl asks who it is. Solen lies, says it's a client. The age gap makes her hide, but Hayes wants to shout their love to the world. Still, he respects her choice. Yet accidents happen. In a restaurant, they are caught by paparazzi. Their intimacy makes headlines. Solen sinks into his affection. With Hayes, she feels young again. Hayes also feels alive, truly himself, but their love faces its first test. With rare free time, the band vacations at a beach villa. Solen wants to wear a swimsuit, but seeing young girls, full of beauty and energy, she feels ashamed. Looking at her aging body, she loses courage. She shows up in a modest outfit. Still, she feels the stares. Hayes only sees her beauty, but his friends don't understand. Then Solen learns. Hayes and his friends use a trick. When they like a girl, they sing that song. Solen thought that song was for her. She forces a smile, but inside, she breaks. She feels mocked. She makes an excuse, goes back to her room. Hayes comes to apologize, but Solen is already crushed. She knows, real love needs no trick. Anything gained by a game isn't worth her heart. Her pain is as deep as her husband's betrayal. She packs her things to leave. Hayes is desperate. He says, "Did you ever take us seriously? Does anyone know about us? Am I shameful to you?" Solen nods. No turning back. Before leaving, she puts the watch on the table. The end. On her way home, she's drowned in sorrow. She thinks it's over forever, but when she returns, exhausted, she finds a package on the floor. Inside, her favorite painting from the warehouse. Only Hayes knew she loved that painting. At that moment, Solen finally understands. This love was never without truth, but she no longer dares to risk everything. Next morning, her ex-husband shows up with his new wife. He brings a car as a birthday gift for their daughter. But before leaving, he suddenly changes the subject. He says he heard rumors about Solen and a young man. Instead of being happy, he finds it ridiculous. He drives off. Yet his new wife quietly tells Solen, "I'm leaving him." Turns out, life never favors anyone. The seeds you plant in love always bear fruit. From then on, Solen returns to a quiet life, but alone. She can't help thinking of Hayes. One day, another message arrives. At first, she hesitates, but the words, "far from the internet," catch her eye. Curiosity grows. She opens her computer. Shocking truth. Their intimate photos have been leaked online. Overnight, Solen becomes the target of fans and media. Her life is no longer peaceful. On the way to pick up her daughter, a stranger approaches. She says she too is a broken wife, but without Solen's courage. Another passerby even asks for a selfie. For the first time, Solen truly feels Hayes' burden. When her daughter asks again, Solen decides to tell the truth. The girl is hurt by the secret, yet she cares more about her mother's happiness. Learning her mother and Hayes love each other but broke apart in pain, she encourages Solen to fight for love. Gossip should never be chains. With her daughter's support, Solen regains courage. She finds Hayes again.
Hi.
Hi.
You okay?
I'm sorry.
They reconcile. From then on, they stop caring about outside eyes. They run together in daylight. They walk hand in hand in the streets. To avoid rumors, they delete all social media. Their love feels as sweet as the beginning, but happiness never lasts. Their romance spreads everywhere. Her ex-husband shows up again, maybe out of jealousy, maybe out of pride. He scolds Solène for ignoring family and friends. Solène tells him to leave. He has no choice but to walk away. Yet paparazzi and media still camp outside. Even her art gallery is blocked day and night. Business collapses. Worse, online abuse spreads to her daughter. At school, she faces rejection and gossip. Though she still supports her mother, Solène's guilt deepens. In the end, Solène sends her daughter to live with her ex-husband just to shield her. But watching her daughter walk away, sorrow floods in like never before. Back home, Solène turns on her computer again. To her despair, online violence only grows. She finally realizes true love is not just romance. It also carries the heavy weight of family and responsibility. So, to protect her daughter and not ruin Hayes' career, Solène finally makes the hardest choice. She returns the watch. "I can't do this anymore," Hayes says. "I can quit the band," but Solène refuses. She won't let him give up his future. She won't let her daughter suffer. Both are heartbroken. Both know there's no perfect way out. After a long silence, Hayes respects her decision. Back home, Solène can't stop crying. Suddenly, a message sound breaks the silence. She opens the door. Hayes is there.
"I love you, Solène."
I love you too.
They fall into each other's arms. Tears stream down their faces. He understands her pain. She feels his sorrow. Finally, Hayes begs, "Wait 5 years. Your daughter will graduate. I'll step back from the spotlight. By then, no one will care."
It's too long.
They still choose to part, not because they don't love, but because they love too much. Before leaving, Hayes once again leaves the watch. He still hopes they'll meet again. Time flies. 5 years later, Solène is still single. She runs her gallery. She never hears from Hayes again. Her daughter graduates and builds her own life. Everything returns to peace. Yet late at night, Solène still listens to Hayes' songs. She still looks for him in shows, and she still cries. One day, while working, she hears a familiar voice. She steps outside. It's Hayes. They smile at each other. This time, no fear, no doubt, only peace, understanding, and love that never died. After marriage's wreckage and the passing years, Solène's love was full of fear, but time proves to be the best alchemy. Passion fades, but what remains is real gold, patience, acceptance, and truth. 5 years apart, their love never vanished. It just became stronger, more mature. Now, whether they're together or not, doesn't matter. What matters is, they both became better people because of each other. Maybe we've all been like Solène, rejected, doubtful, afraid, but true love starts with making peace with yourself. Only when you embrace both light and shadow can you embrace love in every form. So be brave, be real, because you are worthy of love, and worthy of all the gentleness life can give. The film ends.